Alright, what's up, yins, guys? Another video talk, something I wanted to talk about that I finally get around to. And this is some shit that I kind of tell about, that I wanted to say, for example, that some people were changing their beliefs and all that, or whatever floats their boat. They're this or that now. It dovetails into it, like not any particular person, not to attack any particular person, but to kind of give them something to consider. Like some people have a little bit of religious beliefs. Oh, I'm changing to this now because this ain't right, throwing all my stuff away or whatever. And one of the things I say to them, especially when I'm doing filming, walking around stuff, that then everything else I do on YouTube, I'm just straight to the point here. You should be thinking while you're taking your walks, and references to things, say if you wanted to. I always thought that, improving your YouTube blog, and you do it like a writer. Thinking what Henry Rollins once said, one of the best things I ever, statement I ever heard Henry Rollins ever say, talking between the lines and in parentheses, thinking between the lines and in parentheses I add to it, but yeah, why, how some person that used to be a Wiccan, or used to be this or that, or you're changing, and because you believe this or that, or getting rid of all your stuff. Well, I would make references to a bunch of stuff I used to have in some of my places I used to live a long time ago. Okay, I'm going to give you reference to things that were on HBO when I was a young person. One example, Ray Bradbury Theater. Remember Ray Bradbury Theater? You can still see that on YouTube, pieces of it, where he always had a bunch of stuff that gives him ideas for writing. His room surrounded by stuff. But then I told you, some of you guys that followed me, like the Doomsday Prepper stuff. Yul Brynner and the old movie The Ultimate Warrior, Max von Sydow was surrounded by clocks and all kind of antique stuff. And there was the HBO series called The Hitchhiker. It was during a particular time, like in maybe 84, 85, when I was a young kid. I can even picture where I used to live when I was a teenager. The Hitchhiker. So you had Ray Bradbury Theater and The Hitchhiker. And The Hitchhiker would be like, you could picture yourself walking around somewhere and you come up with these ideas. But you can rattle on in YouTube videos and different things and the people. I know you got some ideas somewhere, and there's even in some cases I'd write things either in blogs or just write things in general and save it in the computer. For example, instead of punctuating it all, I just put a few dots between there, because you'd have an English comp teacher in college or other people bitching on wherever and say, oh, you're not supposed to write like that. But I say in some cases, save the thoughts. You might wake up one day and say something in quotes, it might be an exclamation, but then another time you might have a question mark. Change it to a question mark, this or that. Or some of our thoughts are the same way. And then if you were to properly punctuate, but it's like we're talking and thinking between the lines and in parentheses. That's what I kind of like to think, and it's where I approach any kind of a thing. Say you wanted to write a novel or make a movie, Doomsday Prepper type movie. Write some. Well, my case also is, remember when I went to college, some multimedia stuff, I'm not going to bore you with it all. Well, you know what a storyboard is. If you even see it on the making of some of your movies, whether it's cartoon movies or anything, or a video game, people do a storyboard, okay, where the drawings are crappy, but as long as you can see what they're doing. Shit, I could do a storyboard with some of my exercise videos, or what I want to turn it into a video game character. Somebody with all the skills could probably do it, but you know what I'm saying. But anyway, so my case would be just like a storyboard where you were going to do something video, or create a video game character, or create a illustrated cartoon or some kind, make something into a movie. You got your storyboard, and then you can scratching down your ideas in a Storyboard and things like that. Yeah, I'm just end this video. I guess I went back that way because I'm back into the streets of the neighborhood and people look at me like I'm nuts, like I'm talking to myself or filming them, but you got the basic idea, and then you can like go back and change it later. You get the ideas down. And it should be a key that I should be able to make blogging videos way better, really, and some of my fitness videos a little bit better, but... So anyway, if you got this far in this video, what I'm trying to say is that is why you should never, whatever you believe or don't believe, Wiccan, Jew, Christian, whatever the heck. Oh, I'm giving up all my stuff. This belief ain't right anymore. I'm going to throw it away. No, you can have a whole bunch of different stuff if you find it somewhere and put it in your room. And if you happen to want to be a writer or you will create a storyboard for something, like Ray Bradbury. You know, I mean, yeah, Ray Bradbury Theater, that was what always inspired me to give you an answer like this. You know what I mean? Ugh.